Hey, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is September 17, 2023, and welcome to the Grand Supreme News channel. Alright guys, so we have some breaking news updates, some huge information coming out. If you can, please share the video. And it says here, the former VP, Mr. Mike, he says sleeping giant soldiers might have to fight the bear if Crane lose their battle against the bear. Number two, let me just bring this up really quick. And it says here, this is coming out from the bear foreign minister, Sergey. He said this: whatever the sleeping giant says, they are managing the war in Crane, supplying it with very powerful stuff, intelligence data. They are simply waging a war against the bear. So Sergey is sounding the alarm on this one. We already know it. But Sergey is saying that the sleeping giant is using Crane. The sleeping giant is calling the shots. The sleeping giant is giving the green light. So basically, we are seeing Crane being used to fight the bear. But now it's coming to a point that Crane is completely, let's say, basically gone. You know, there's been a huge shortage when it comes to soldiers. According to UKR, the information coming out from their country. And it seems like pretty soon, just like Mike said, we're gonna have to send sleeping giant soldiers to fight the bear. Alright guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, families, or loved ones. I appreciate the love and support. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, once again, the PayPal link and the Patreon link is in the description box. Also guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about in the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Louis Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. I want to thank everybody so much for the love and support. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you so much for liking the video and subscribing. And also, thank you so much for your support, either through Patreon or PayPal. Once again, thank you so much. Your support truly helps out. Guys, today I'm going to be extremely busy. So there's a possibility I might have to move Patreon for Monday. Usually Saturday and Sunday is like for me to, you know, get everything set and done, because a lot of errands and so many things, and also going to church and a little bit of Bible study, everything just slammed on me on the weekend. So I'm gonna try to do Patreon tonight. If not, then I'm gonna leave a message on the community tab and also on my Twitter account. I will let you guys know if Patreon will be canceled tonight. But I will for sure do it tomorrow if Patreon's canceled. I truly apologize, guys. Again, it's just one of those weekends, and with so many things happening at once, it's just I don't have enough time. So I will try to do Patreon tonight. All right, so here we go. You have the former VP, and one thing I tell you guys, I don't like the former one. Not because of what happened in 2020. It's because I don't follow his ideas of what he brings to the table. He's another biblical war hawk, put it like that. So he's basically going to be worse than Mr. Burns. If you think about it, he's going to be a lot worse. If this dude gets into the spotlight, it's going to be a lot worse than Mr. Burns. He's basically a younger war hawk. So again, guys, just giving you a heads up. That's my belief. I'm not even focusing on this dude. But that's what he's bringing to the table. Now, if he was the leader of the sleeping giant, he would have sent his sons and daughters months ago. So former VP Mr. Mike warned this week that the bear is likely to invade NATO territory and trigger a sleeping giant military response if it succeeds in conquering Crane. Now, I am convinced that if the UKR military does not stop and repel the bear invasion, the bear army will soon cross the border where our men and women in uniform are required to go and fight under our NATO treaty, he said. I truly believe that. Whether it's Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, I don't know. So once again, you have the Westworld who are already beginning to fear for the. All right, so I'm just gonna skip that part. So once again, you have Mr. Mike sounding the alarm, saying that the bear, if they take over Crane, they're not going to stop there. And but again, we're talking about something that could happen in years. But if Crane loses the battle against the bear, they're gonna have to send sleeping giant soldiers, like Mike said, which again, a lot of people's not gonna be pleased. So keep your eyes open this coming Tuesday. Mr. Z, I believe he's coming this Tuesday. He's coming to the Sleeping Giant. You guys already know he's bringing a big bag, and he needs more ching ching. All right, so here we go, guys. You have the Bear Foreign Minister, Sergey, is sounding the alarm on this one. He's saying that the Sleeping Giant, we have two Sleeping Giant. We have the Sleeping Giant here in the in this area. We also have a Sleeping Giant out there. So if you kind of think about it, there's no such thing as Crane. There's two Sleeping Giants, Sleeping Giant Part 1 and Sleeping Giant Part 2. That's why we are sending a whole bunch of stuff to that Sleeping Giant Part 2, which is the Yellow Blue Country. So they have been preparing UKR for years to fight with their hands and BODIES to inflict a strategic defeat on the bear. Whatever the Sleeping Giant says, they are managing this biblical war. They are managing this biblical war. Sleeping Giant is calling the shot. Supplying the Yellow Blue Country capital with some very powerful weapons. They are waging a biblical war against us, Mr. Sergey said in an interview for Program of the Bear Capital. Now, the bear leader commenting on Washington's decision to supply the Yellow Blue Country capital with even longer range missile. We're going to go pull up the article for that story. Once again, he is sounding the alarm on this one. We're going to go with this story right here, guys. So that's the one. Sleeping Giant pursuing biblical war against the bear. Sergey says long range supplies to Crane. Why is the Sleeping Giant all of a sudden sending all these powerful stuff? Mr. Burns said that he promised not to send stuff that could reach the bear territory. And now we have a different type of Mr. Burns. We have to hit the bear territory. We have to. Yeah, because the Yellow Blue Country is losing, so you have no other choice. You thought last year that the Yellow Blue Country forces were like Hercules trying to defeat the bear, but that didn't work out. Now we have to hit the bear territory. Once again, the bear is pursuing a biblical war against, the Sleeping Giant is pursuing a biblical war against the bear by supplying some very powerful stuff. And once again, as the Washington controls the military action of the Yellow Blue Country capital. No matter what it says, the Sleeping Giant, controls this war. The Sleeping Giant is the one that is controlling everything. Yes, even the Yellow Blue Country. Even the Yellow and Blue Country. So it supplies very powerful stuff and all these stuff, data from satellites. Give me a second here. It is pursuing war against us. Sergey said, commenting on the blah, 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 on the longer range missile. Now, once again, Sergey added that possible supplies of long range to the Yellow Blue Country capital by NATL members will not change the essence of what is going on in UKR. The fact that it will not change the essence of what is going on in UKR is obvious, while what is going on is the UKR has long been prepared for inflicting strategic defeat to the bear using its hand and its BODIES. Now, UKR Foreign Minister, I'm going to skip his name, had reported on Thursday progress in the matter of the sleeping giant Germany supplying Kiev with ATACMS and these other long-range missiles. We are very actively engaged in this. The leader holds negotiation or meetings every day to speed up the delivery of what has already been promised and to secure new commitments from partners for sending us these very powerful stuff. Kulaba said, according to state news agency, I'm gonna skip that name. So he added, there are, of course, some super priority topics. These are, first of all, air defense systems. We are actively working obtaining ATACMS from the Sleeping Giant and Taurus from Germany. There is a progress on both tracks. All right, so he's basically giving a huge update of Sleeping Giants and other lands sending long-range missile. And now North K is going to give the bear ballistic missiles. So there's going to be a lot of powerful stuff that is going to be flying in UKR. Now, I believe those long-range missiles, there's a possibility it might strike, hopefully not, because it's only drones that's hitting those areas. But these long-range could possibly be targets for Crimea or Moscow, who knows? But if that happens, that's going to be game on. Sleeping Giant decided to play baseball, not softball. Last year, they decided to just let the Yellow Blue Country forces do their job, and they promised not to send long range. But now all of a sudden, they're sending long range. Why? Because the Yellow Blue Country forces is being taken out, and there is a shortage, according to the Yellow Blue Country force. The Yellow Blue Country information that's coming out from there. There is a shortage of men, troops. All right, so once again, guys, Mike is sounding the alarm, and he's saying we got to send Sleeping Giant soldiers. That's when I believe Mr. Z might come into play, possibly this Tuesday, and give an update, basically saying we might need your sons and daughters. He said it last year. And I believe today, this year is going to be a huge update of it. Possibly telling the Sleeping Giant that, giving the updates of, what we are doing and what we have succeeded. But again, when it comes to your sons and daughter, I do believe one day they will announce it. Give me a second here, guys. Let me see if I can pull up Mike Pence information. Let me see. Give me a second here. I think this is the one. So Pence said, if Crane doesn't stop the bear, the Sleeping Giant might have to fight. My question is why? Why does the Sleeping Giant have to go in? And Mike, you was with the 4-5 from 2016 to 2020. Under his watch, nothing happened. Everything was good. Everything was beautiful. Everything was fabuloso. Everything was great. Sleeping Giant, we're paying $1.80 a gallon in gas. We came home with 100 bag of grocery. We only spent $100. Everything was good. Now all of a sudden you just want to go, crazy, hitting the piñata really hard. But Mike is saying that we have to stop the bear. Why? Did the bear launch a nuke towards the apple? The Big Apple? And this is what concerns me about Mr. Mike, because again, even though he calls himself a Christian, it's just a whole different ballgame. So Mr. Mike said, if Crane doesn't stop the bear, the Sleeping Giant may have to fight. Yeah, and that's when I just posted a video. You guys missed it. NATO is going to get possibly 3.5 million forces ready. The Sleeping Giant is moving their nuclear warheads in North Dakota. The Sleeping Giant has also deployed a USS Florida nuclear submarine to Norway. The Sleeping Giant is also gonna send the long range missiles. I mean, Sleeping Giant's making moves for now. They're making a lot of moves. A lot of moves. The final one, I do believe, the speech of Mr. Z. Keep your eyes on Mr. Z when he comes to the Sleeping Giant. He's gonna be shocking the Sleeping Giant with all his info. All right, so Mr. Mike said it's in Sleeping Giant interest to help the Yellow Blue Country. I don't want to help him. I'm sorry. Again, when it comes to these biblical wars, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, again, why does the Sleeping Giant gotta help the entire world? I mean, the Sleeping Giant land was not built to be doing these type of stuff. Back in the 1700s, I mean, you never heard of Sleeping Giant going out there doing these type of stunts. Number 2, Mr. Mike said, if the Yellow Blue Country loses, the bear will push into NATO lands. We don't know that yet, but again, that's what they're assuming. Number 3, if elected, Mr. Mike said plans to build up the Sleeping Giant military. Man, I told you guys, Mr. Mike is going to be a lot worse than Mr. Burns. Mr. Mike is like a big wall hawk now. And then you got Ron DeSantis. He said that he's going to be launching missile towards a southern area where, you know, there's a lot coming in. I mean, there's a lot of things that these people are talking about, what they could bring to the table in 2024 and this and that. I mean, but again, we heard it many times, all these yep. And then once again to the spotlight, it's a whole different ball game. I mean, Mr. Burns said that he was going to give us $2,000 once he come into the Sleeping Giant spotlight. He did. Instead of 2,000, he gave us only 600. And the reason why, he said, well, the 4 or 5 gave you 1,400. I'm just adding another 600 on top of that. And that's what I'm trying to say here, the $2,000 that I'm going to give you. Mr. Burns, you didn't give 2,000. You gave us 600. You just added to what the 4 or 5 gave before that. All right, so it says here you have Mr. Mike said it's in Sleeping Giant interest to provide aid to the Yellow Blue Country. Once again, the former VP worries that the Sleeping Giant military may end up having to get involved in the bear if the bear is not stopped. So I'm convinced that if the Yellow Blue Country military doesn't stop and repel the bear invasion, it's not going to be too long before that bear army crosses a border that our men and women in uniforms are going to have to go and fight for under our NATO treaty. I truly believe it. Mr. Mike told the, you know what, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand up for the abomination. I'm not going to stand up for the abomination. I'm not going to fight for the abomination. No way. Now, if the Sleeping Giant was one nation under God, it's a different story. But it's again, the Sleeping Giant is one nation under abomination. So I just can't do it. And Mr. Mike, you know it. I mean, you call yourself a Christian. You know this. You know this. I mean, you know, anybody could call himself a Christian, but you know, you're putting out there that you gave your life to Christ, and you should be more concerned about fixing the Sleeping Giant. Here's the thing: if he was truly a Christian, he'd be saying, "Hey, we need to pray for this Sleeping Giant because it's becoming out of control. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah now." So instead of saying that, he wants to make it more worse by sending sons and daughters out there and possibly start WW3. All right, so Mr. Mike said giving UKR the resources they need to fight, win, and drive the bear military back is also ultimately in the interest of peace and security in the world. When spoken of peace and security, then sudden destruction shall follow. See, we going by man wisdom. This is all man wisdom here. But if only we follow God's wisdom, then the sleeping giant will healed. God could restore land. He did it before. 2 Chronicle chapter 7 verse 14. The problem here is that everybody's going by man wisdom. This is it. So he fears that the bear leader is victorious. It will encourage other world leaders seeking power. If the bear leader somehow wins, either all or part of what he wants in UKR, I think that's going to embolden the Red Dragon military ambitions in the Asian Pacific. You should achieve peace through strength. Well, here's the thing. Look, the Red Dragon is going to do their stuff. I believe the Red Dragon is going to go into the island Taiwan pretty soon. And the reason why is because we have a lot of stuff in front of their doorstep. I mean, the sleeping giant are provoking lands. So, again, it's not the Red Dragon and the bear that are the threats. It's a sleeping giant sending stuff in front of their doorstep. I mean, just imagine the Gulf of Mexico was filled with the Red Dragon stuff. All right, so by using what amounts to 3% of our national defense budget, as we have so far to support the Yellow and Blue Country military, let them push back the bear. I think that will discourage the Red Dragon from its military ambitions in the Asian Pacific, especially with regard to the island. That's how we achieve a more peaceful future. Now, Mr. Mike seems to understand why other lawmakers do not support aid to the Yellow and Blue Country, and said he thinks it boils down to a lack of confidence in Mr. Byrne as a commander. You know what? This is going to be the final one right here, guys. Mr. Mike isn't the only one who has been critical of Mr. Byrne's handling of UKR assistance. The leading contender and Mike boss, Mr. 4-5, has vowed to end the biblical war within 24 hours. So the only way you can end the biblical war in 24 hours is by letting the bear leader have everything he wants, Mike said. Mike, sometimes you confuse me, buddy. What in the world are you talking about here? In order by ending the Yellow-Blue Country war in 24 hours is by letting the bear leader have everything he wants. Oh yeah, like the 4-5 is gonna say, here, take it all. Please don't hurt us, please. Pretty please. Well, I guess you forgot what the 4-5 did under those 4 years, and he put the bear on the leash. Man. Oh man. So Mr. Mike said if he is takes the W, which I doubted, he plans to build up the sleeping giant military and send a clear message to that's very nice. Yeah. Send a message to the bear. Yeah. That's very nice. Let's continue walking towards that path of WW3. The former you-know-who has struggled to gain the support of... There you go. And that goes to tell you that nobody wants this dude in the spotlight. I'm sorry, when he came in and said all that type of stuff of continuing the biblical war, I turn off the TV and say, man, I'm out of here. Nope. We need someone that, instead of going by their own wisdom, we need someone in the spotlight that were a true Christian, a man that gets the job done, something like King David, and, pray for the land, and, just bring Bible back into school and stuff like that. Again, instead of following men, we follow God. But again, guys, this is where we are in these end times. This is a whole different ball game. The sleeping giant don't want that. The sleeping giants enjoy the abomination. So I'm not saying all the sleeping giant, but you guys get the picture here. This is where we are right now. These biblical wars are rising. And as we getting closer to 2024, it's going to be a whole new ball game. And I heard that there's a possibility Mr. Gavin might be the next sleeping giant leader. And the LEFT are planning to put an age limit to those in, want to run for the sleeping giant leader. So there's a possibility the age limit might be up to 70, and that's it. The 4 or 5 is 74, 75 years old, or 76. They're going to say, hey, he's too old. You guys want an age limit? You got it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, for those of you that want to give a life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path, and that's the path of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Louis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for he is the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but to Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.